We're learning a lot about Spain. Not a lot of people know this, but the rain here falls mainly in the plain.
What?
I'm what you would call a homebody. I don't leave the Southwest, much less the country, and I've never flown overseas. So before I attempt to masquerade as some low-budget Tony Bordoni, know that I'm not a travel expert. But when the woman you love insists that you take a rare opportunity to Spain with her and her parents, you deflect the offer as long as possible until deflection is no longer an option and you find yourself in the international terminal at LAX. I didn't know that this was Level Airlines' first flight of all time. I didn't know the airport would have a Wi-Fi blackout that would lead to panicking staff and handwritten boarding passes. But it was too late to turn back. I was locked in. I was in Barcelona. My aspiration to visit La Boqueria came from a clip of Action Bronson touring the booths, and from then on, it had to be done.
He just said, we're gonna keep bringing food until he sings something.
What I didn't expect was for the bright colors, colorful persons, personable wares, and wary tourists to come together into such a pastiche of fish smells, juice displays, and cured meats that brought me back every single day of the trip.
We found it, folks.
This is the best ice cream that there is.
In the entire world.
We got this arroz con leche ice cream thinking it would just be like rice and cinnamon, but there's little flecks of lemon,
sprinkled in,
like lemon zest in there. Oh boy, howdy, it is good.
I want two. I want one in each hand.
I think we're gonna come back here every day.
Every day.
Yeah, okay, good. Our first actual dinner in which we got to sit down was eaten at Chiquiteo, a mid-range tavern with classic tapas turned tapas, which is to say the English version of the menu does the food no justice. Barcelona is a tourist town, so establishments are forced to translate elegant gambas al ajillo to an unflattering shrimp in oil. Spanish albóndigas become simply meatballs. Even the burger is actually made out of veal, a fact made visual by their inclusion of a tiny, inexplicable baby patty served on top of the burger. Guests are treated to a digestif, and it went down so well that we asked for another.
Chicoteco.
Is that it? Chicoteo?
Chicoteco.
Chicoteo?
Yeah, Chicoteo.
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 Well, we went to Chicoteo, a fine restaurant. We're here at Park Güell, which is of course Spanish for Güell Park. None of us know what it is or why it is, but there's one thing that's for certain, we're here. And my back is extremely soaked with sweat. Park Güell is a public park designed by Antoni Gaudí, which of course has a rich history that none of us actually learned because I refused to go on a paid tour even once on the trip.
Yeah, because you won't go on a tour. Yep. If you go on a tour, you're going to learn all this history stuff.
I don't want to go on a tour.
Tomorrow we need to do a tour together.
No.
On Monday we have to do a tour.
We'll Google it when we get home.
Yeah. It's not the same, Victor.
So what tour are we going to take then?
Still, there's an hour or two of beginner-level incline walking that leads you to a scenic view of the city below. Or at least, that's what I assumed on the way up. We got distracted trying to find a place to buy coffee. Well, we've been at this park for an hour now. You can see the sun is setting. We've moved zero meters.
You missed half your leg.
And in the process, we've gotten nothing. We've gotten nowhere. We've learned nothing. And here we are.
You learned I got a hot cup of coffee that's cold.
You got something to say, Miss Bridenthal?
What, sir?
El Nacional is much more straightforward. It's a culinary mega... Actually, I think that my past self described it better. We're at El Nacional, a multi-restaurant, multi-bar, gastronomical googleplex.
Gaguga.
Okay.
Let's go.
There's 4 restaurants here, beef, fish, tapas, and bread focused. There's also 4 places to drink, wine, beer, cocktails, and something else that I didn't remember. And everybody is very upset with me for vlogging this whole thing.
He's a narcissist.
Former Vine heartthrob Corey Poppins joins us at La Yocha, a seafood-forward restaurant where guests can look their dinner in the eye before sealing its fate. I try my first oyster under pressure of the manager. It was not a proud moment for me.
Stop making that face, Stick it in your mouth.
Are you actually crying?
Don't swallow it, just swallow it, don't chew.
I ate and drank at 4 of the 8 establishments, tasting Iberian ham and crema catalan, a different name for creme brulee, which the Catalonians insist that the French stole from them.
Okay, there you go. Wait for a picture.
Ooh, sardines, eggplant on a little toast. Spectacular.
Just delightful. I've died and gone to heaven.
This dessert stole the show. Chocolate con pan, aceite y sal. Chocolate on bread with olive oil and salt. I've eaten every one of those ingredients. I bet I know what it tastes like. Wrong. These pillowy curls of chocolate melt immediately with body heat, and all the textures combine to form something incomparable to any past chocolate experience. This dessert is what I remember most, even more than the cardiovascular torment of subsequently losing my phone at El Nacional 10 minutes before they closed. This was a very scary night. I'm excited to go to sleep, folks. Sagrada Familia is hell for its neighbors. At least that's what this protester's head-mounted picket sign says. Whether that's true or not is for a cultural anthropologist to decide, or at the very least, someone who's willing to do a menial amount of research. That someone is not me.
We're gargoyles.
Perhaps this still incomplete basilica is hell for its neighbors, who are doomed to be encroached on by McDonald's franchises, but Sagrada Familia aims to ascend international visitors to heavenly heights by way of elevator and audio tour, while it spends its seemingly unending construction in the purgatory of development. If you get your hands on tickets, they'll cost you. So grab a lunch at Bacoa, a hamburger spot that takes brave leaps in the way of flavor, from the brioche buns to the grass-fed beef, and humble Spanish topping combinations like cream cheese and piquillo pepper.
Everything's perfect.
As vacations near their ends, it's best to spend the day doing something calm, something relaxing that won't put you shoulder to shoulder with a stranger at every corner. For us, that something was a walk in the Plaza España.
Estamos aquí en la Plaza Barcelona. I don't know if that's actually how you say it, but I think European Spanish is just Mexican Spanish with a lift. We're looking for a castle. Why? I don't know. I don't know what they keep in castles.
Dragons.
Secrets. I think we found it.
Here you can hike up a flight of stairs to see a fountain, then walk up one more flight of stairs and you're rewarded with a fountain. A little higher and you're greeted by a fountain. There are a lot of stairs and a lot of fountains. And at the very top, lecherous salesmen hawking water and beer to thirsty masses on high.
Beautiful. Fascinating. We've been breaking out like crazy, plus I look mega ultra busted, and I'm wearing clothes that have been dirty 3 days ago.
And I'm wearing his dirty clothes.
We both smell like garbage.
And we look like it too.
A stranger on Snapchat advised me to go to La Flauta. There was only one day left. The line was long. A certain somebody still wanted to go on a tour.
He didn't lie
Come on, V. Don't lie.
Stop it.
He said,
I don't care what he says. Just go ahead.
give me that phone. You have it on there. Scratch my back, please. The middle.
So we put our names on the list and walked 2 blocks east to see Casa Mila and walked back to the most disproportionately priced meal of my entire life. This place is cheap, dirt cheap. A bottle of local wine, fried whole sardines, baby squid, matchstick fries under a saucy poached eggs. There were demi baguettes filled with local sausages and a tropical salad of crab meat and pineapple. 3 desserts were had. 4 people ate and imbibed like Greek gods for under $100, and I left glad I didn't have another opportunity to challenge my stomach's capacity to such limits again. This is the part where Tony B would wrap everything up with a poignant summary, not only of his experience, but of some greater theme at play in the region. Some issue of gentrification or local sustainability, perhaps. The only thinker I can leave you with is, what are you waiting for, nerd? You can basically fly anywhere in Europe from Los Angeles for less than $400. Nag the person you love and cajole them into dropping a mini grip to travel to Spain. She did it for me, and I definitely owe her one. Just maybe consider not bringing the in-laws along too.